Welcome back to Monday Watching by Nakhchivan time. It's 9 p.m. and Nakhchivan news program is on air. In the course of our program, we'll glance at the general picture of the last week. On August 20th, the Supreme Majlis chairman met the graduates with high scores in the entrance exams, and surely it was one of the remarkable events in their lives to be remembered lifelong. All these are once more a proof to the state care and attention to education and development of the youth in the autonomous republic. More in our first news block. Let's watch. On August 20th, a meeting was held with graduates of comprehensive secondary schools in Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, earning different branches of high schools sure with high scores. The chairman of Supreme Majlis of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Mr. Vaisif Talibov, attended the event and congratulated all the school leavers who were admitted to the high schools, included military and secondary specialized schools in the Autonomous Republic, as well as their parents and teachers. And afterwards, the Minister of Education of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Rahman Mammadov, made a speech stressing out the state care and attention to the development of education in the Autonomous Republic and informed about the results of the current year. Then parent Marian Husseinova thanked the chairman of Supreme Majlis on behalf of all parents and teachers for the created educational conditions. Thereupon Millat Hajiyev, who scored 695 points in the entrance exam, thanked the chairman of Supreme Majlis on behalf of all the students who scored high points in the exam for the care and development of Nakhchivani youth. Afterwards, the special issue of the Caspian Energy magazine dedicated to Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic and money awards were presented to the students who scored 500-700 points in the entrance exam. We continue our program with the latest social-economic developments in the Autonomous Republic. Last week, one of the most sacred holidays in Muslim world, Qurban holiday, was celebrated in our country with special rituals, and also meetings on winter preparations were held in relevant state bodies. Let's have a glance.
In the current year, certain pupils of secondary schools in the Autonomous Republic were awarded with golden medals, 11 with silver medals, and 151 with honor certificates. Golden and silver medals were presented to the pupils who finished secondary schools with special achievements. On August 22nd, our nation celebrated the Holy Qurban holiday. On this remarkable day, Muslims live the joy and fervor of some rituals and being close to Almighty Creator for their good deeds. On the same day, holiday prayings held in the mosques and sacrificial meat was distributed on behalf of the chairman of Supreme Majlis of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic among the prayers. Based on the decree of the chairman of Supreme Majlis of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, the provision of adequate assistance to the self-employment of poor families continue. Subsequently, the next event on the self-employment of low-paid families who have been receiving targeted state social assistance for a long time was organized. 8 more low-paid families were given long-horned animals. Measures on development of economic and social spheres in previous years in the Autonomous Republic continued in January-July of 2018, and the development was maintained. The employee of the State Statistics Committee of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Razat Aghiyev, reported on this. Gross domestic product in January-July of the current year is 1,505,447,900 manats, and in proportion to the indicators of the previous year, it is 1.5% more. During this period, gross domestic product per capita equals 3,318 manats, increasing 2.4%.
The Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Nakhchivan City and Babek Region Executive Bodies, and also Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic State Transport Service held meetings on preparations for the autumn-winter season in 2018-19, and the forthcoming tasks were spotlighted. The testing center of the State Employee Commission under the chairman of Supreme Majlis of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic held test exam to hold mid and senior management positions in internal affairs bodies. 53 vacancies were announced and 49 challengers submitted documents to hold the positions. For the first time in the Autonomous Republic, recruitment of teachers was carried out through centralized testing using electronic software. The State Employee Commission under the chairman of Supreme Majlis of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic announced a competition on July 17, 2018 for recruiting teachers at state general educational institutions in Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic. 165 vacancies were announced and 527 challengers submitted documents for these positions. A practical conference was held on the progress of agricultural work and also preparations for autumn cultivation in Julfa region. The very practical conference was attended by the heads of relevant enterprises and organizations, representatives of the administrative territorial entities and landowners. The next fair of agricultural and local products was held in Nakhchivan City and Shahrur region. Products being sold at affordable prices and ecologically clean drew the attention of the region residents. A fair sale of agricultural and domestic products was held on the occasion of Qurban holiday. Over 8 tons of agricultural products in 20 units were offered at the fair from different production enterprises and family economies. About 70 short-horned animals were brought to the fair on the occasion of the sacred Qurban holiday. Landowners in Shahrur region started onion harvesting. In general, in the current year, on 100 certain hectare area onion was planted. Onions are mostly planted in Sarkhanlı, Shahriyar, Jalilkent, Dudenje villages of the region. Starting from last week, onion harvesting has already begun. Flour mills operating in Sederak region increased the residents' interest in grain cultivation. Thus, during the last period of the current year, more than 155 tons of grain was milled. Construction works on wastewater filtration plant built in Shahbuz region completed. Testing works of the installed equipments have been started. The employees of the Ministry of Ecology and Natural Resources of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic monitored Sederak region. In the Central Regional Hospital, medical waste management, environmental and sanitary regulations have been investigated and medical waste containers were medicated. Disinfection measures were carried out by the employees of Hygiene and Epidemiology Center at the solid waste area located 17 kilometers from the region center. Water samples were taken from the freshwater basins for analysis. The following protests against the tax ministry started in Artashat of Armenia. Serge Sarkisyan's nephew Ike Sarkisyan was charged by the security service for the episode of murder. The scandal between the ruling party and the opposition in the aggressive country deepens. Political turmoil in the aggressive country Armenia between power and opposition raised a revolt. For experts, the tension in political struggle will put an end to Armenia. This time, construction workers on the north-south highway made a strike. The protesters blocked the highway. In Armenia, living deep economic crisis, the military field has also collapsed. Due to financial problems, the salaries of servicemen in the aggressive country decreased. Thus, the servicemen escaped from military service in the army.
Now sport and culture news to your minds. Theatre collectives prepare for new season, and in the upcoming months new performances are to rejoice the audience. Also, football championships in the Autonomous Republic are underway, and organization of concert programs is in the focus as well. Let's watch.
Seminar trainings for museum guides are underway. The next seminar training was held at the museums operating in Shahboz region. Shahboz region history and ethnography and also Mehmed Araz's home museums were visited and objects were watched. Thereupon the excursion was discussed. Nakhchivan State Musical Drama Theatre, named after Jalil Mehmed Guluzade, prepares for the 136th theatre season with a new performance. The collective will perform Khayyam Tragedy by great playwright Hussein Javid, and the very performance is dedicated to the 136th anniversary of Hussein Javid. The next concert program held on Nakhchivan's election, the capital of Islamic culture for 2018, was organized in the Clock Square. The concert program featured rejoicing songs from Nakhchivan State Philharmonic Song and Dance Ensemble. Culture Day was held in Sederek region. At the event held at Haydar Park of the Hyderabad settlement, Oghuzeli Instrumental Ensemble and Folklore Ensemble of Sederek Region Culture House performed in our national musical instruments, and also Ashak songs and various folk songs were performed. Final match of Nakhchivan City Football Championship among youth was held. Garatukh village team won the Alibad settlement team with unspeakable score of 10-2 and earned the trophy. At the end, winners were awarded with diplomas, trophies and gifts by the organizers.
Recently, tourist flow to our ancient land has increased. Nakhchivan is known as the land of museums, so a great many of the tourists being in Nakhchivan visit museums operating here. One of such museums is the Khan Palace Historical Architectural Museum. Having witnessed glorious history of ancient Nakhchivan, this monument propagates our land. As usual, at the end of our program, we'll introduce a video material on this.
Khan Palace, the historical architectural monument, was built in the 18th century in Nakhchivan city. The monument, built in Eastern architectural style, was a settlement house of Nakhchivan Khans up to the beginning of 20th century. The palace was built by Kalbali Khan Kangarli, father of Ehsan Khan, who was the last Nakhchivan Khan at the end of 18th century. The Khan Palace was built in the west direction of the palace complex, having 3,600 square kilometers. The museum consists of 9 halls. In each department, objects reflecting the glorious history of Nakhchivan are preserved. Documents and photos belonging to the family of Nakhchivan Khans and original sources reflecting Khanate period in Nakhchivan, also coppersmith samples, are demonstrated here. About more than 2,000 exhibits are demonstrated in the museum. Even recently, new objects have been added to the exposition of the museum. The Khan Palace is said to be one of the first places visited by tourists being in Nakhchivan. A gift shop and also workshop of ancient musical instruments operate in the subsidiary building opposite to the Khan Palace. In the past, these rooms were used as warehouse and kitchen. Different handicrafts, books reflecting our history, brochures and other materials to propagate our land are offered to the visitors in the very gift shop.
The video material on the historical monument Khan Palace was our last material for today. Hoping to be together next Monday at the same time with the latest developments in the Autonomous Republic. Goodbye.